to Pro No Coders Office Hours, episode 254. I'm your host, Cameron, and I am here with Ben today. Before we get
Hey,
started, if this is your first time tuning in, we do office hours 6 times per week. We invite our members onto our Zoom, and they can ask us any kind of question they want, or bubble questions they want. We can't promise answers, but we do promise you won't suffer alone, and we get it right most of the time. So let's go ahead and get started. Ben, you were telling me about an issue you were facing with your input field and the autofill and specifics.
yeah, so I'm sure everyone knows that when you're using Chrome and it has suggestions for a field, it likes to autofill them. So, and when it autofills them, it actually makes the input a different color. It makes it blue. So I was just wondering, is there something you can do to fix that?
Sure. Do you mind showing us your screen so we can look at
Sure.
everything? And then in the meantime, while you're doing that, I'm going to
Hey,
open. Tanya, you've arrived.
Hey.
Hello.
hello. That's why I say hey.
Hey.
Now, as you can see, if I type in here, it's just normal. That's great. If I select one of the drop downs, it turns the whole thing blue.
I do see this. Okay. I'm going to be pulling this open through the editor.
Cool.
Where would I find this? Which page or?
Yeah, so it's just on the application, would be the first one.
Yep.
I might get you to share and I can show you through it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do that.
We're doing some CSS, Tanya.
Woohoo.
We're going to see, yeah. Now my Zoom.
We're going to see about that SS. Is that what you're saying?
Here we go.
Cheesy puns. It's all I have left.
Keep them coming. We love the energy. All right, so I am here on the application.
Yeah, on the elements tree, there's a thing called quick view. Yeah. And then there should be a state that's called NE brand up the top.
NE brand.
Yeah, that one. And then you just select, one of the first ones.
Let's see. So step one. This is where we're selecting it currently. Input on black. So I'm not going to change anything. I just want to inspect it and see what's going on. Because this is how it does look. I was able to see on your screen. So totally conditional. It's just checking on what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. So if I preview this, you should be able to just click on all these things.
That's actually not the username password.
I see.
It's
Here, let me type it in.
No, maybe it's
oh no.
That's weird.
Type it in again. Oh, wait, let's see. We've been
no, it's
locked
definitely sorry, it's no capitals.
Okay. Nice. Yes, we're in. Okay. So looks like I probably need to run this as a user so I'm not kicked out.
Sure do. Yeah.
Which user am I going to be using?
Any. It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Sweet. I saw you click on brands and then you went to new brand.
Yep.
Okay. The unfortunate aspect here is that I don't have anything to autofill. Isn't the end of the world, because what we can do is we could just look at your screen. So what I want to show first before we do that, because in Slack, I had sent a message that said, we want to go into our developer tools and take a look at the HTML, basically the CSS, and see sort of just what's going on. It's actually really, really simple. even if you don't know what you're doing. So I just want to show you what you're going to do is you're going to select this input field. And to make it even easier, you can right click where you want to inspect, and you can then click inspect, and it automatically looks at that area.
Cool.
So then what we're going to do is there is this HOV. So it's an element state, and it gives us active, focus within target, hover, visited, and focus visible. So you can see that sometimes it changes, sometimes it doesn't. I'm curious if on your end, we're able to actually see, well, these changes happen, and especially if it's auto-filled, because what you'll also notice if we click on, typically, if we click on any one of these down here, this CSS will change. It's not currently, but that's the cool part about this, is that it does toggle these states and it then toggles the CSS. So I am wondering if on your screen, we could walk you through this and how to do it and see if we can just sort of see stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Love that.
I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing.
Okay.
Yep. And so let's go ahead and add one of those autofills. So Justin Timberlake, let's see what's going on there. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to click on that HOV, that element state button. So yeah. Okay. And we're just going to see, we're going to take it one by one. We're just going to click on them and see if that HTML does change. Focus visible. Yeah, that's just if you're like you're tapping through typically. Okay, not a problem. So what we're then going to do is we're going to scroll down on your CSS where it says element style. We're just going to scroll through, no, right where your mouse was, where it's under the states, where it's that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're just going to scroll down and we're going to take a look and see if any of this makes sense to our eyes. And so typically it would be right up front. We're not seeing that. Not a problem. I will promise you there is a solution to this. It's known as autofill.
Yeah.
And there's a couple different things to take into consideration. When you're dealing with CSS specifically, there's something called WebKit. WebKit is used by Mozilla Firefox and Safari, and it's sort of like a library built on top of the traditional CSS. And so there's a couple different things that we're going to want to, I guess, sort of focus on. Now, it's going to take some experimentation, though. I will be completely transparent when I say that. So before we do anything any further looking at the CSS on your test site, we're actually just going to want to go to your design, the design page. And what we're going to want to do is we're inside that header, we're going to want to paste some, or at least make some changes. And again, could absolutely just be something that we're going to have to experiment with. I'm going to go ahead and change some things. I'm going to give you this code.
Have you seen this before, Tanya?
Seen what? I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up with some stuff.
That's all right. No, have you run into this issue before with like pre-filling?
Oh yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, okay.
It's typically not the most enjoyable. But yeah, so let me go ahead and post this in chat. We are going to want to do what we've done in the past, where inside our header, rather, we're going to want to go ahead and add the script tags.
Okay, so can you walk me through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So on your page, go ahead and double click on it where it says page application. Oh, perfect. Yep. Scroll down a little bit there. And in fact, I'll modify this for you here. So where it says page HTML header, let's scroll down a little bit. Is that all we have there? Okay, cool.
Yep.
It's not a problem whatsoever. I'm going to add some things for you. So everything that I just pasted, where it has script and then it has everything else and then end the script. Yep, perfect. And let's see. So go ahead and let's refresh that page and see if the autofill wants to help us, or that CSS wants to help the autofill. It said not today. Okay. Let's see. So let's see. They're doing. We have. It's called input and WebKit autofill. That's the bit that I provided you, because that's what we're dealing with. These are input fields. Get autofill. And this background color order. You can actually, because we added background, we could add background color. So after background, what we'd end up doing is adding a hyphen and then adding color. Oh, right after background, actually. So before the colon and after background.
Like that?
Cool. I actually don't know if the OUR is a problem.
Oh.
Let's just do the OR.
That's how you spell it, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Us Americans are sort of weird.
Weird. Anyway.
You will probably want to change that for both, though. Just being that one is looking at the WebKit and then one's looking at the traditional standard.
Okay, so put that there.
That's right. Yep.
Cool.
And it could be that it's not even the background, it's a shadow. So there's a bunch of different things that's never fun, but I'm telling you, we're going to do it. Okay, last little bit that I'm a little bit more confident about, because like I said, I think it is a shadow. It's not even a background color in this case. It's just a shadow, which is weird, right? But we'll try it out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to paste a little bit more code here. Everything in between those script tags you can remove, and you can replace it with that.
Like that?
So inside the Zoom chat, I posted a little bit more. Go ahead and take everything that I put, yeah, and then put that in place of that.
That's all it's giving me. I've copied everything in the Zoom chat.
Oh, let me go ahead and do it one more time.
That's the same. It's because it limits the amount of characters you can send in Zoom.
I sent you a direct message now. Is that any better?
No. Do you want to Slack it?
Yeah, let's do that.
And you want that, delete this stuff out and put it here?
That's right. Yep. And so what this is doing is effectively turning it into, your input field is going to have a white shadow inside, which is weird, of course, but it's a solution, or at least a step in the right direction. So let's go ahead and try that out.
If this works, I feel like it should be a video for the vault.
Yeah, CSS can be really tricky. I hope that it does. No, it still doesn't want to.
Why? Why can't I just say no? No to blue.
Yeah, right. I totally get it. And Now, if you don't mind, actually, would you be comfortable with giving me control of your computer quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
Just seeing if there's something maybe that we missed. Let's see. I think you're gonna have to give me permission.
How would you like me to do that?
So one of the reasons I might not be able to is because actually you're on a Mac, right?
Yeah.
You have to actually give me privileges to be able to do that. Which it's not the biggest deal. We don't have to actually worry about that right now. I'm just gonna take a look here. I have a feeling if I submit a brand that it'll then, be like, oh, next time I want to create a brand, it'll use that text. So if you don't mind, do you mind if I just create a new brand real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure if it'll work, but do you want to share screen?
Sure. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. And if it doesn't work, not a problem. We'll hack this thing into oblivion. Headquarters.
That would have created it. It just hasn't done anything yet.
Okay, cool. So when I'm creating this new brand, do I need to just like do everything here basically?
No, you don't. No, it would have created like on
Oh.
that first click. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Does it want to work? Let's go ahead and refresh this. No. I want it to autofill, please. That is very unfortunate. Because what I'm taking a look at here is on Stack Overflow. These guys are like, bang, bing, bong, right here. And I was like, sweet, that should totally work. And we just put it inside the script tag and use the important like they have here.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, we have been cursed by the bubble devs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not that I have the ability to see it autofilled, but if I do this, no, I'm not trying to add anything there. Do I have any other applications that I can show that I have an autofill on? Trying to think of any other applications that I currently have that I can say definitively I have autofill. Shoot, not really, because the most recent ones don't even use forms. What do we do in this case? So
You want to pause the video and we can set up sharing and then we can do it.
Yeah, I'm totally all right with that. Let's absolutely do that. Paused mine. I will recording. We've made it back, and we're just going to be inspecting these elements to see if there's something that we may have missed. So you can see border color. That's not really anything that we would have had any effect on. It's the overall div. So let's actually say, let's get rid of this border color. So it looks like the background color is being overridden currently. So somewhere it is being overridden. What if we do that? Focus. It would really be highlight color. down all the way. Let's see if there's anything that we've gone down all the way. And everyone shook their fists in unison. Yeah, that's the background color. Cool. Huh. Okay. So I wonder if it's actually coming from the. No, it wouldn't be coming from. Let's see. So border color. I'm curious actually. So let's go ahead and refresh this. Click on brands. There we do. New brand.
Mhm.
We'll inspect this element. And so we can see this is what it is, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is basically saying nothing, right? We'll go ahead and add Justin Timberlake, and then you can see 189, 189, 189, 189, 18. So these are being changed. They're being changed, if I had to guess, by Bubble, but also through the browser. Okay, so what we're going to want to do, we're going to take border style, border color, RGB, background color, and then we're going to copy it on a Mac as Windows. Okay, cool. We're just going to try some shenanigans out here. And then, of course, silly me, we are working with ID element ID 01. Is a little interesting is the border color goes through, doesn't look like there's any differentiation here. Border color is not the biggest. And I'm wondering if this RGB here, this secondary, is somehow acting as the body. Because you can see that did change. Previously, everything was 0, 0, 0. Border rate is puppet font size. So color is still, everything is 0, 0, 0. And in fact, you know, honestly, before we go any further, we can go ahead and try just doing this inside the CSS itself. And it hasn't updated.
It's weird it didn't change it then, isn't it?
It's perplexing. Yeah, so we're going to refresh this again. Instead of actually taking anything and changing it, we're just going to take its default.
Take its what?
Its default state. So its default CSS, all of this right here. I'm going to copy it. So not trying to press the wrong buttons. Okay, cool. So it is copied. Let's go ahead and just make sure that we're seeing this border image, background color. Pretty much that. And then we add this guy. You know, curiously enough, background color stays the exact same.
Mm.
This is telling us this is what's computed. So we're looking for a really faint blue, if possible. Highlight color, it says. So we'll get cap highlight color. I'm curious. So, oh, is this it right here? Background color. That looks like a very faint blue.
Mm-hmm.
Light user agent sheet. Input internal autofill selected. Oh, well, we've made good progress. Okay, we are going to this entire bit right here. We are going to paste it there. Background color should probably be 0, 0, 0. And then red, green, blue, alpha should be 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, let's see if this wants to work for us. Now, before we do anything else, again, before we actually modify, it's a little too late, but typically before we want to actually copy and paste the code, we should be able to modify the values here. Looks like it's highlighted and won't unhighlight. Doesn't want me to. Okay. Oops, sorry. Let's see what we get. Hmm. Yeah, it's still saying that that background color here is this. It's taking it from the user agent style sheet. So yeah, interesting because it's actually showing up here. So it's trying to light dark. This must be at the root document. So it would be all the way at the bottom, which means that there's priority in the scope, the way that the browser looks at the CSS. Okay, input user agent style sheet. So we want to overwrite this user agent style sheet. And then I guess background color would be white. So let's just double check. Did we include? When we copy and paste that, oops. I want to compare these two. They are the same. Okay. we're gonna do something else here.
I don't know how you have the patience for this stuff. I really don't. You're driving me insane.
Yeah, no, it can get
Same.
it's tedious. Definitely is. But we will do this. We're gonna query selector. Yeah, you found it. Style, background color equals white. Oh, wow. What's even crazier? So what we've done is we've taken JavaScript, we found the actual element, and then we said what we want to do is change the style, background color. We want it to be white. We want that to override anything else. And it said, ha, and it laughed at us, which is not fun. Let's do something else. We're going to take this. Style. Yeah, we did background color. And we'll try it with background just itself. I don't like this. Why is it not wanting to do it for us?
That's how I feel every time I try to update the CSS.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really honestly is something I feel like specific to Bubble.
I tried it. I tried it this morning in office hours with Thomas. We were trying to make it so that when you were hovering over the floating group, that the rest of the page wouldn't scroll.
Oh yeah.
Like if you were scrolling, and I almost got there, but then it just wouldn't work for me. It was annoying.
Do a hover overflow equals none or something like that. Something similar. But okay, yeah. So what we've encountered is really
This is why I have a list of Cameron-specific questions.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's so
Because you're trying not to have me say your name, Ben.
Yeah. And I don't want annoyed Tonya after me.
see, look, we have changed the background color. I believe this was white. In fact, if we go here, go back to console is what I actually want to do. And we'll change this to black just to see if it actually updates. And we did change the background, not the background color. So probably, yeah, we need to change background color just to see if it's actually working. And it says it's black. Well, wait a second. It's going to be even crazier when I realize this entire time it doesn't need the parentheses, or not the parentheses, but the apostrophes. Which I don't think is the case, but let's find out. That's what I thought. Yep, it needs the parentheses. Okay. Black, okay. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So it does update, which is cool. Except we're trying to update not this element necessarily, but the actual field, the input field. So if we say input type equals input here, I'm wondering if we can overwrite it with this background. Again, no. It does look like, actually, to some degree, what ended up happening is we did overwrite this style here. It is crossed out. It is saying that the color should be black and white, which is important. Now, because it's a user agent style sheet, it doesn't want us to have those privileges where we can actually edit that CSS. So input internal autofill selected. That's that guy. Input white. On it's just looking. So if you notice that little white dialog box that appears up over what's highlighted currently, it shows us that it's looking at the input field, then it's looking at the element ID, bubble element, input white. So we know, based on everything that we've set so far, or you've set so far rather, that that's set correctly. It is white. This is the way that you've set it. And so really it just is this input internal autofill selected. So now we have to brainstorm how we're gonna override it. And that's where the fun is.
And by brainstorm, do you mean you can think of stuff while Tonya and I say, because we have no idea?
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, yeah.
Sure, Cameron, sounds great.
Yeah.
Good one, buddy. That's what I was thinking.
I love the support. I love it. But yeah, how interesting. Shift plus click to change color format. We can change it to all of that fun stuff. That's cool. That's not what we're really trying to do right now. Background color is word. Man, has anyone ever said how much they hate autofill? Have I ever said that to you guys?
No.
Oh boy, do I hate autofill.
I can't believe this question hasn't come up before.
It's a very interesting one. Being that there's no real easy way to do it. Which, I mean, as you can see here, it seems like it would be easy. At least with the fact it's only one line of JavaScript, or with the CSS that we were using earlier. Okay, so we need to think about how to, give me 1 second. This is a user agent style sheet. User agent. Is it? I wonder if it's from Chrome directly. Yeah, so it's a, okay. We should be giving it the highest priority with the exclamation mark. Just double checking on this here. This is autofill select. And again, what we're going to do is just do the queries.
Tonya, should we show some encouragement? That's awesome, Cameron. That looks great.
Woohoo, Cameron, you can do it. We believe in you.
I like the
Like
encouragement. Thank you. Thank you.
like in Moana.
So this is a node list, which means we actually have to loop through everything. Oh, that's fun. We love this. This is great. Which I have some old code that I've used in node lists before. And what's interesting about node lists versus HTML collections is that node lists are dynamic. So it's not as easy. And I know this is probably making not a whole lot of sense to you, but trust me, it adds a whole new level of complexity, truly.
Do you mind if I just laugh at you right now, Cameron?
Yeah. Sure. Nodeless, of course. That's what I was thinking.
It's not as easy as the HTML stuff. Well, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about like what I have to do though. I'm like, oh boy.
Gotcha. I do have a general question for you, not like something specific to work on, but something that was left over from today's office hours that I promised I would ask you.
Is it about Nodeless?
No, has nothing to do with Node.
I'm dying over here. Oh boy. Sure. Shoot it. What's up, Tanya?
So one of our members, John Wright, not Will. John, you remember him maybe from Friday, and he has that. So he's working with Google APIs to populate his app with data. And so far, he's been able to avoid using the bubble database, but he has this one particular API that he's going to be calling. He needs to call it once. Well, he was going to send us the documentation, so hopefully we'll get that soon. But he needs to make the call for each of like 100 plus URLs. And each time the call is made, it's taking some time. Okay. And so he was going to basically, like, he was thinking he would need to store it in the database and tell them to come back later, like send them an email when it's done or whatever. So my question was actually, I brought up Ben, I brought up your app, and I brought up what we do with Bright Data, where we send the API call and Bright Data just starts collecting the data and then tells us when it's done. And I don't know if there's anything like that we could do, like with a Google API, if you've ever heard of anything like that. Like, is it possible that we can kick off the API call and then get a webhook back or something when it's done?
I haven't heard anything like that specifically. Typically, you make the call, then you get the data back instantly. However, I'm thinking that you probably could use a proxy, some third-party proxy service that would basically accomplish that, sort of hold the data, and then when that data has been compiled, you can then use the webhook to bring that data in. That makes sense to me.
Bright Data.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Bright Data would probably work for that. So, okay. So I was just thinking, and then is there, maybe when we look at the documentation, maybe there's a way to send it. I don't know if Google APIs ever let you send in a list of things to then run on, but sending 100 different API calls seems crazy.
Yeah, you should be able to still use a list API or send the data to a list, like we did with Lisa's app.
I don't remember what we did with Lisa's app.
Yeah, it was originally with, I think you had set it up using the list, and then we had changed it to where it was each individual. Like we just basically broke it down and said, if it's on blah, 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 so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But if we're sending a bunch of data, then I'm thinking that that's a possibility. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, so depending on the website, so what he's doing is he's creating a repeating group comparing the loading times per web address for a whole site. So per URL, but for a whole site. So if you have like 100 different pages on your site and you want to know which one is loading the slowest, you can basically query Google to tell you that. And he wants that to be able to compare stuff. But
it's pretty complex. Sounds absolutely doable though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's already doing it. Like he makes the call for one. So now he's just saying, okay, like how can I make this call however many times I need to make it, and then tell them to come look at the data. And I don't know, might be a good reason.
I'm banging my head right now. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off. I realized that we added the script instead of the style tag. I'm face palming so hard. God.
Yeah, me too. Exactly.
Okay.
That's
How
right.
could you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, my brain has melted. Okay, hopefully this helps. Hopefully, if not, it's not like we're losing any progress.
Yeah, it worked. Oh.
So this is because this is taking the input as autofill selected. We can change this to. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna exit full screen. I'm gonna go to this guy. I'm gonna copy it. I should be able to copy it now back to you. Whoa. Okay, that's not a problem. What we're gonna take at web hit the frames.
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna hang it up for the night.
Is it time, Tanya?
It is beyond time. I've still got like half a class worth of grading to do for bubble school, so.
Well, no worries. I'm gonna be slaving on this. We're gonna get this, I swear.
Okay, I believe you. All right, I will see you both tomorrow.
We'll
right,
let you know
sounds
how we
good.
go with the node.
Good night.
That node list, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna do color 000. Actually, we can just do white. We can say white. Well, why does it go all the way down to the bottom? And why is your computer telling me I'm spelling colored wrong? No.
Because you are.
You weird people. Down
You're also
under.
spelling background wrong.
Oh, let me make the screen a little bit bigger. Oh, there we yeah. Now you can chalk that one up to me for sure. And then input WebKit autofill. I wish it was easier to type that. We'll test this out. Because at least we discovered one of the bigger issues here, which we were using the script and not the style. Once we get the right CSS, I promise it'll be cake. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to take what was there originally. And I don't think there's an easy way to paste this, unfortunately. But I'm going to put it back in Slack. Oh, it is currently in Slack. Do you want to take what is in Slack and do you want to paste that in this field for me? Here, let me. Yeah, you got control now. I don't want to take it from you.
Whereabouts do you want it?
Yep, delete everything that I just wrote. So in between those style tags, and we'll just go from there. Perfect. Okay. And we'll try it out.
Hey!
Oh my goodness. It was that simple. Dude, we spent 45 minutes on the script tag instead of the style tag. Oh my goodness. Hey, we did it though.
How slick is that? That is so cool.
So now, yeah, now it looks a little bit better. And it looks like it applies to all of these input fields. So now you don't have to worry about that autofill overwriting or anything.
That's amazing.
Wonderful. Wow, we did it. And
Yeah,
I couldn't have done it without your support.
Did it, sure.
It was your support though. See, that's what I'm saying. It helped out. Well, I'm yeah, very, very Super, super excited for you now that we were able to get rid of that. Hopefully everything's a bit more, would you say, homogenous?
Yeah, I just think it looked weird, and it was never going to be a big deal. But I was like, I was sure other people would have this issue as well that they wouldn't want. Especially like I had a dark mode of this going, and it turned it that blue color, and it just looked horrible. So,
That would look really weird.
hmm,
Now, the one thing that I will say is
hmm.
that this is going to apply on every mode. So I don't know if you have a separate dark mode. This is going to have it as the, because remember, like I was saying, it's weird. It's applying a shadow and it's saying that it
Yeah.
wants it to be white. You could, in theory, remove the shadow and have it just zero all the way through and transparent. Ultimately, it's going to probably accomplish the exact same thing. So I just want to sort of put that out there before you do anything else, because you may run into that.
That's cool. I'm not doing a dark mode at the moment anyway. That's a roadmap thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'll annoy you in the future when it comes to that.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Man, how embarrassing though, the script versus style tag. I've been spending too much time in JavaScript, I'll tell you.
What have you been working on?
Honestly, the exact same thing as last time. It has been
Oh,
taking way too long to get it going. Sort of like one of those under budget sort of things, like we're not going to pay you all that much, so like, no, well then I'm not going to do it all. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah.
um, but it's almost done. Honestly, I do say that a lot, but I do mean it. I do. I think one of the last stages of what we're working on now is making it to where if a user is logged in versus, like, let's say an agent user versus an admin user versus someone that's not logged entirely, and then what they see on the page.
Right.
And so the way that we're going to honestly be achieving that and its most simple is including a pop-up that has a blurred background and doesn't let you click out of it. That basically just says, hey, this is the wrong page, basically. And it just is, it will display depending on who you are, what your role is.
Cool.
And after that, then we're building out a thing that actually connects the two apps together. So right now we're creating sort of like a pool, a hiring pool. It's not really a job board yet. It's basically just us finding candidates. So I think as I had told you last time, it's this form builder, basically like a quiz taker of sorts,
Mm-hmm.
where we've weighted the questions and we've given people multiple choice, single input, multi-input, you can type words per minute, so on and so forth. So there's a bit that goes into this quiz taking. And each question is weighted differently. And so what it does is it looks at the weight of the overall quiz, and then it compares that to what the user actually got. And depending on their score, it'll prioritize them for certain jobs. It'll basically automate their job selection process. So instead of them having to apply to jobs, they'll just automatically be given jobs. So the next portion is somebody that's going to be coming in and actually, well, just to make it as simple as possible, the next portion is creating the job board. And then, yeah, linking the two, and we'll go from there.
Cool. And how far off are you on it?
If I had to put a timeline on it, if we're working diligently, I'd say probably another 2 weeks, and then we're good to go. Realistically, though, I'd say about a month, and then yeah, we should be good. So a little bit like early spring, I guess.
Awesome. And do you have another project lined up after this, or?
Uh, no, I don't believe so. Actually, nothing yet. I have yeah, no, a little vacation time, hopefully.
Nice.
Yeah, you getting ready for the trips though?
Yeah, look, I'm just honestly just waiting for the borders to open across Japan and South Korea because they're still not allowed in. So
Oh, no
just
way.
everything is just kind of waiting on that.
I thought everything was open already. Dang.
No, they're completely closed. They open to business travelers, but you need to be sponsored by a company over there last week, but they haven't announced letting anyone else in yet.
Oh man. Well, I hope that for your sake that happens soon, and honestly for everybody else's sake on Pro NoCoders, we'd love to be able to, say, take part of that journey. You know.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I've got maybe 6 or 7 different bubblers in Tokyo and a couple in Seoul. that we're going to get together and build, and just kind of, I mean, I really want to find out if no code is the same as art, where depending on where you're located, things look different and has different feels, and there's different ways of doing things, and culturally, is it different?
Oh yeah, oh goodness, I bet that's a big one. Yeah, I'd love to know
Yeah.
too.
So super interested to find that out.
Wow, how absolutely exciting.
Hmm.
Um, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and we're going to go ahead and head into after office hours. I just wanted to say, anybody and everybody that is watching at home, thanks for tuning in and being patient with us as we decided to figure out how to get this autofill fixed. With that said, after office hours is for our developer members, where you, if you have sensitive projects, maybe for clients, just things you don't want to show on screen, you can show us off the camera. Until next time, have a good one.